Okay, in the last, we will start the today's session. In the last session, we have finished with the problems on second law of thermodynamics. Okay, so in this lecture, okay, we'll be starting with the entropy. Okay, we'll start with the entropy. Okay, so to go more into the detail of this concept, what is called as entropy. Okay, what we need to see is first we'll see the Clausius theorem. Okay, first we'll see what is Clausius theorem. Okay, what is Clausius theorem? Okay, try to understand. First we will see what is Clausius theorem. Okay, so I'll just draw the diagram. Okay, so let us consider all of you. Okay, all of you just see here. Okay, so let us consider this volume. Okay, and this is the pressure. Okay, so this is a pressure volume scale. Basically, this is a PV diagram. Okay, on the PV diagram, okay, what we are doing is, okay, we are just drawing one simple cycle. Okay, so this I have drawn it as a cycle. See, this is basically the cycle, right? This is a cycle. You can see. Okay, from any point you will start, you're going to return it to the same point, right? So this is basically the cycle. So this is the cycle which I've drawn it on a PV diagram. Okay, so see, so I need to analyze this cycle, right? I supposed to analyze this cycle. So what I will do is I will divide this cycle into number of small parts. Okay, I will divide the cycle into number of parts. Okay, and so see, I will just draw the line. Okay, so this one line which I marked. Okay, this is one line. I will just draw one more line here. Okay, I'll just draw one more line here, right? I will draw one more line here, and finally I will just draw one more line, right? So these are the lines which are drawn. Okay, so as to divide this entire cycle into number of small parts. Okay, because I need to analyze the cycle, right? So I will divide it into number of parts. Okay, if you just see these lines, right? If you just see these lines, okay, these lines are known as, okay, isentropic lines. Okay, these lines are known as isentropic line. What is the meaning of that? If you see the entropy at any point on this line, it is constant. Okay, entropy at any point on this line is constant. Okay, if you observe the value of entropy at any point on this line, it's constant. Okay, so that's why I later written S is equal to constant. Okay, so if you just see this line, green lines, okay, they are nothing but, okay, isentropic lines or adiabatic line. So if you calculate the value of entropy at any point on this line, it is same. Similarly, entropy at any point of this line is same. Okay, so these are nothing but reversible adiabatic processes, or they are also known as isentropic processes. Okay, now what I will do is, okay, now I will just close each cycle, or each line, or see, this was the entire cycle. Okay, now I will divide this cycle into number of smaller strips. Okay, so these are the strips. How I made the strips? Okay, by drawing the isentropic lines or adiabatic lines. So I have drawn these lines, isentropic or adiabatic lines. Okay, see, we have seen the processes. Okay, isentropic compression, isentropic expansion, such processes we have seen. So same processes I have drawn. So I will divide this entire cycle into small compartments or strips by means of an adiabatic processes or isentropic processes. Okay, now what I will do, I will close these strips at the top and at the bottom by means of an isothermal process, right? So I will just draw a simple line like this. Similarly, I will draw a simple line like this, right? Okay, here also I will see, here also I will just draw a line like this. I'll show that. Okay, here also I will draw the somewhat line like this. Try to understand. Okay, similarly, here I will draw a line like this. Here also I will draw a line like this. Here I will draw a line like this, right? You can see here. Okay, similarly, here I will draw a line like this. Try to understand. Okay, so purpose to do this, okay, is to replace this circular cycle by means of this zigzag cycle, right? Is to replace the circular cycles by means of this zigzag cycle. Okay, so what I done is basically, okay, initially I have divided this entire cycle into small strips by means of an adiabatic process. Okay, each strip I have make it closed at the top and at the bottom by means of an isothermal process. Okay, by means of an isothermal process. Okay, so if you just observe value of temperature at any point on this line, it is constant. Similarly, temperature at any point on this line is constant. Okay, so such process it is known as isothermal process. Such process it is known as isothermal process. So what we have done here is basically, okay, if you just see this cycle clearly, okay, all of you just, if you just see the cycle clearly, so this cycle, okay, which was looking to be circular, we have replaced it by zigzag path. Okay, so see how our cycle will start. Our cycle will start it like this. Okay, it will start it like, okay, it will go like this. It will go like this. Try to understand. It will go like this. It will, from here it will go like this. Again it will return here, right? Then here, okay, it will be like this, right? Okay, so see, it was initially it was a circular cycle, right? Initially it was circular. I have drawn adiabatic processes so that the cycle gets divided into number of small compartments or strips, and those strips I make it close and at the top and at the bottom by means of an isothermal processes. By means of an isothermal processes. So try to understand. See, these vertical lines, okay, they are nothing but reversible adiabatic processes. They are reversible adiabatic or isentropic, reversible adiabatic or isentropic process. Okay, these are the green lines which you're going to see it like this, right? Okay, now if you see these blue lines, okay, like this, they are isothermal processes. They are isothermal, it's a constant temperature, right? They are isothermal processes, right? So this green line, it's a reversible adiabatic processes. These blue lines, they are isothermal processes. Okay, so if you see in the last lectures only, we have seen the Carnot cycle, right? Carnot cycle consists of same, okay, isothermal and adiabatic processes, right? In the last lecture only, we in the previous lectures only, okay, we have seen the Carnot cycle, which was composed of isothermal processes as well as adiabatic processes, right? So if you just see this thing, this basically cycle, right? This part of the cycle, okay, if you just see this part of the cycle, okay, it's a Carnot cycle. Similarly, this part of the cycle, it is nothing but your Carnot cycle, right? So what I will do, okay, I'll just mark it here like this. Okay, so this is A. I'll just mark this A. Let this be point B. Let this be point C, and let this be point D. Okay, inner point, right? A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D. Okay, it is nothing but your Carnot cycle. Yeah, is it okay or not? Yes or no? See, otherwise, see, I'll just write down here. A, this is A, this is B, here C, and this point I'll mark it as D. Okay, this point is D. Here only I will write down. I will not write down upward, so you will not understand. See, A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D is a Carnot cycle. Try to understand. A, B, C, D. It's a Carnot. A, B, C, D is a Carnot cycle, right? It's a Carnot cycle. Okay, in the similar manner, now here only I write down. See, A, B, C, and D. Okay, this point A, B, C, D is a Carnot cycle. Similarly, if you just see this point, okay, I'll just mark this point now. Okay, let me write down this point. This point now I'm talking about this point, right? I'll just write down this point as E. I'll just mark this point as E. E. Okay, this point I will mark it as F. This is F. Okay, this is G. Okay, this is G. Okay, and this point I'll call it as H, corner point, right? Okay, see this point E, F, G, and now corner point is H. So E, F, G, H. E, F, G, H is again a Carnot cycle, right? E, F, G, H is again a Carnot cycle, right? Similarly, okay, let us start it from G, H, right? Let it this be I. Okay, I. Okay, then this becomes J. Right, I. See, this is I. This is J. Okay, this is K. Okay, otherwise, if you want, I will write down this as I. Okay, not a problem. Let it be. Okay, let this point be J. This is J. No, no, sorry, I. This is I, right? Let this point be I. Starting point we will take I. Okay, this corner point we will take J. Okay, let this be J. Let this be K. Let this point be K. Okay, J, K, L. Try to understand. See, I. This is I, J, K, L. Right? I, J, K, L. I, J, K, L. Right? Similarly, we can have. Okay, we can have one more cycle, right? Right? We can have one more cycle, which is basically starting from this point. Right? So if you want, I'll just write JKL. This becomes M. This is M. This is N. See, M, N. Okay, this is O, and this is P, right? M, N, O, P. Okay, so this constitutes what? All these cycles are Carnot cycles. Okay, all these cycles are Carnot cycle, right? So initially it was a single cycle. I have what I've done, I have divided this into number of strips, and those strips or those lines were adiabatic lines. I have made this strip close at the top and at the bottom by means of an isothermal process. Okay, so if you see this part, okay, A, B, C, and bottommost point D. Okay, A, B, C, D. Otherwise, you can see this point E. Okay, this is the point E, corner, then F, G, and H. Otherwise, you can say this I, this is J, this is K, L, or you can say M, N, O, P. So all are what? Carnot cycles. All are Carnot cycles because they consist of what? Adiabatic processes and isothermal processes. If you see any Carnot cycle, it consists of two isothermal and two adiabatic processes. Every Carnot cycle consists of two isothermal and two adiabatic processes. Okay. So when you consider A, B, C, D, or E, F, G, H, or I, J, K, L, or M, N, O, P, every cycle is a Carnot cycle. Have you understood this one? Have you understood or not? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood this one? You can
Yes.
respond. Yes. Okay. Now see, let us write down the formula for efficiency. Okay, what is the efficiency? If you need to calculate the formula for efficiency, okay, let us do it only for first cycle. Efficiency, okay, is given by, how will calculate efficiency? Efficiency is given by, okay, output by input. Efficiency is given by output by input. Okay, so see, this is B2C. B2C, it's a heat addition process. Okay, if you go for D to A, it's a heat rejection. Okay, see, I'll just write on this. This is how it moves, right? This is how it moves. Okay, it will move like this. See, B2C, it's a heat addition. Okay, so let us say during B2C, okay, let us say del Q1 amount of heat is supplied. Okay, during B2C, del Q1 amount of heat is supplied. And during this process, del Q2 amount of heat, it is rejected. Del Q2 amount of heat, it is rejected. Try to understand. During B2C, okay, del Q1 amount of heat it is supplied, and during D to A, del Q2 amount of heat it is rejected. Okay, so what is the formula for efficiency? Efficiency is given by, okay, net work upon heat supplied, right? So if it is a cycle, okay, it is a cycle, then W net becomes equal to Q net. Whenever it's a cycle, work transfer is equal to heat transfer upon heat supplied. Okay, now what is net work? It is heat supplied minus heat rejected, right? Net work is heat supplied minus heat rejected upon heat supplied. See, efficiency is net work done upon heat supplied, but it's a cycle. So net work is equal to net heat upon heat supplied. Now what is net heat? Heat supplied minus heat rejected. Now see, during this cycle, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, how much heat it is supplied? Del Q1 amount of heat it is supplied. How much heat it is rejected? Del Q2 amount of heat it is rejected. Okay, upon heat supplied is del Q1, right? So what we will get? It is equal to 1 minus del Q2 by del Q1. Okay, so this is the formula for efficiency what we get. Efficiency is given by 1 minus heat rejected upon heat supplied. 1 minus heat rejected upon heat supplied, right? So this is basic formula for efficiency. Okay, this is basic formula for efficiency. Okay, but see, this is the Carnot cycle, right? This is the Carnot cycle. So as as this is a Carnot cycle, as it is a Carnot cycle, as it's a Carnot cycle. Okay, so whenever it's a Carnot cycle, 1 minus del q2 by del q1, you can write down it as 1 minus, you can write down this as 1 minus t2 by t1. Okay, because the 1 minus del q2 by del q1, you can write down this as 1 minus t2 by t1 because it's a Carnot. You replace heat by temperature. Okay, so I replace heat by temperature, right? Now see, so when I replace heat by temperature, what I'll get? I'll just get this expression. Okay, so from this expression, we can write down as del Q2 by del Q1 is equal to, del Q2 by del Q1 is equal to T2 by T1 is equal to T2 by T1. Okay, so from this expression, I'll write down del Q2 by T2 is equal to del Q1 by T1. Del Q1 by del Q2 by T2 is equal to del Q1 by T1. Okay, so in another way, I will write down this as, okay, del Q1 by T1 minus del Q2 by T2, okay, is equal to 0, right? Del Q1 by T1 minus del Q2 by T2 is equal to 0. All of you just pay the attention. Okay, these I have written for which cycle? A, B, C, D. Okay, this thing I have written for which cycle? A, B, C, D. This is for A, B, C, D. Okay, now let us write down for E, F, G, H. For E, F, G, H, E, F, G, H. Let us say heat supplied is del Q3, heat rejected is del Q4. I will not write down here because it will be complicated. Okay, del Q3 is the heat supplied, del Q4 is the heat rejected. Okay, so for that, can I write down as del Q3 by T3 minus del Q4 by T4 is equal to 0, right? This is for EFGH, right? EFGH. Okay, I'll just take one more cycle. Next, for cycle IJKL, IJKL, I will write down as del Q, okay, del Q5 by T5, okay, del Q5 by T5, okay, minus, okay, minus del Q6 by T6 is equal to 0, right? Likewise, I write down. Okay, so same sort of exercise I can repeat. Okay, for the next cycle, same sort of exercise I can repeat for the next cycle. MNOP. Okay, this is MNOP for this cycle. Okay, so let me write down again. For MNOP, I will write down this as del Q7 by T7 minus del Q8 by T8 is equal to 0. I don't understand, right? Okay, but see, all of you here, you might have observed this del Q2 is the amount of heat rejected. Del Q2 is what? Amount of heat rejected. So whenever amount of heat it is rejected, it is to be taken as negative. Okay. Okay, so I'll write down but del Q2, but del Q2 is negative because it is the amount of heat rejected. Okay, because del Q2 is the amount of heat rejected, because that's why it is a negative. So I will write down this expression as del Q1 by T1 plus del Q2 by T2 is equal to 0. I don't understand. Okay, because del Q1 is positive because it is received, but del Q2 is negative because it is rejected. So negative of negative, this becomes positive. Okay, so same things will happen here. Okay, here also. Okay, I will not mention it, but I will directly write down. So this becomes del Q3 by T3 plus del Q4 by T4 is equal to 0, because here del Q4 is negative because it is rejected, right? Similarly, I'll just write down here del Q5 by T5 plus del Q6 by T6 is equal to 0, right? Is equal to 0. Similarly, I will write down here del Q7 by T7 plus del Q8 by T8 is equal to 0, right? Okay, now see if you add all those things, Okay, if you add all those. Okay, so let us add these equations. Let us add these equations. Okay, so when we add all those equations, and let us see what we are getting. Right. Okay, so let us add this. So I will just add this equation. Okay, so del q1 by t1 plus del q2 by t2 plus del q3 by t3 plus del q4 by t4 plus del q5 by t5, right? Plus del q6 by t6 plus del q7 by t7 plus del q8 by t8 is equal to what? 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. So it becomes 0. Okay, see, I have considered only 4 cycle. Okay, you can have infinite number of cycles. Okay, you can have infinite number of cycles. Okay, so those many, okay, n you will get. Okay, those many q1, q2, q3, q4 you will get. Okay, those many amount of hits you will get. Okay, so see, what is the meaning of that? Okay, it's nothing but the addition of all. Okay, right? It is nothing but addition of all, right? So if I need to write down this in the generalized form, okay, I see this addition, all addition. So okay, so it's nothing but I need to integrate that, right? I need to integrate that. What I need to integrate? I need to integrate del q by t. I need to integrate. See, all this is addition, so I need to integrate it. So if I integrate del q by t, I will get all these things, right? So what is the integration of del q by t? It's all this, right? Okay, I need to integrate it for a cycle. Okay, so this all this comprised a cycle. Okay, all this I have made it for a cycle. Okay, and all the processes are reversible. All the processes are reversible is equal to 0. I repeat. See, if you can see what is a see del q1 by t1, del q2 by t2, that means what? Del q by t, right? Del q by t. And all this addition, it means I am supposed to integrate del q by t. Okay, but whenever you're integrating, you need to integrate for what? This entire cycle. So this circle indicates a cycle. Okay, and if you see all the processes are reversible. Okay, because they belongs to Carnot cycle, right? So in Carnot cycle, we have the reversible processes. All the processes are reversible. Okay, so this is what this Clausius theorem says. What a Clausius theorem says? It says that cyclic, see, circle indicates cycle. I'll just write down cyclic integral of del q by t is equal to 0. Cyclic integral of del q by t is equal to 0. Okay, so that is what the Carnot theorem is, Clausius theorem is, right? So what a Clausius theorem says? Cyclic, okay, this circle indicates a cycle. So cyclic, this indicates a integration. So cyclic integration of del q by t, okay, is equal to 0. Okay, for reversible cycle. For reversible okay, is that okay? Yes or no? Is that okay or not? Is that okay? Is it okay? Is it okay or not? Let me know. Is that clear? Yes, is that clear? Let me know, is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so this is called as Clausius theorem. Clausius theorem, right? So from Clausius theorem, we will get the idea about the entropy. Okay, so from Clausius theorem only, we'll get the idea about the entropy. Okay, from Clausius theorem, we'll get the idea about the entropy. So now I will start with the concept of entropy. Now I will start with the concept of entropy. Now this is very important. Try to understand. Okay, see what is entropy actually. Okay, so as like internal, see it was somewhat like, okay, in internal energy was given by difference between heat and work. Okay, internal energy was given between difference of heat and work. Okay, so somewhat like okay, similar sort of definitions you will get it here. Okay, so in the same manner we will derive for the entropy. Okay, so let us consider. Okay, so let us consider, I will just simply draw a diagram. Okay, okay, let us draw this diagram. Okay, this is the diagram I have drawn. Okay, let this point number 1 is the initial point. Okay, and let this be a final point. Okay, 1 is the initial point. Okay, let us see that. Okay, 2 is the final point. Okay, this is 1 and this is 2. Okay, what I will do is I will move from point number 1 to point number 2. Okay, let us through path R1. Okay, I will just call this path as R1. Okay, then I will return from point number 2 to point number 1. Okay, through path R2. I will return through path R2. Try to understand. From 1 to 2, I will move through R1, and from 2 to 1, I will move through R2. Okay, one is R1 and second is R2. Right? Now see, just now what expression we are saying? Cyclic integral of del q by t is equal to 0, and it is applicable for cycle. Okay, so when you take 1 to 1, 1 to 1 is a cycle. Yes or no? Yes or no? Is it clear or not? 1 to 1. Okay, if you talk about 1, okay, 1 to 1, okay, is a cycle. See, when you move from 1 to again return to 1, it's a cycle. Okay, so whenever it's a cycle, we can apply this equation. We can apply this equation. Okay, so I will apply this equation. So how I'll apply? Just see. So I'll just apply it as, if you see this expression, you can apply for a cycle. Okay, so this is a cycle for which we can apply. But this cycle consists of two processes. One is 1 R1 2, and second is 2 R2 1. Okay, so I will apply it separately. Okay, so is given by cyclic integral of del q by t. Cyclic integral of del q by t. When I move through, okay, when I move from 1 to 2 through path R1, when I move from 1 to 2 through path R1, okay, plus cyclic integral of del q by t, cyclic integral of del q by t. Okay, I'll just write down cyclic integral of del q by t. When I move from 2 to 1, when I move from 2 to 1 through path R2, when I move from, okay, 2 to 1 through path R2, okay, is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Try to understand how I written. Okay, see, this expression I can apply for this cycle. Okay, because it's a cycle, right? 1 2 1, it's a cycle. But this cycle, it comprises of two processes. One is 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. So this is the expression for 1 to 2. Okay, so del q by t for the process 1 to 2 when I move through path R1, plus again integration del q by t when 2 to 1 when I move through path R2 is equal to 0. Right? Is that okay? Yes or no? Is that okay or not? Okay, so see how I'll arrange it. So 1 to 2 R1, 1 to 2 R1 del q by t is given by minus integration 2 to 1 R2 del q by t, right? When you bring this term on the right hand side, it becomes minus. It becomes minus, right? So from this, okay, so from this, can I write down some expression like this? Okay, all of you just now see, pay the attention. So from this, I will write down the expression as integration 1 to 2 R1 del q by t is equal to see, this is minus sign. When you bring this on a right hand side, it becomes minus. Okay, so whenever there is a minus sign, you can change the limits. Okay, upper limit you can make it lower, lower limit you can make it upper. So I'll just make it as 1 to 2 R2 del q by t. 1 to 2 R2 del q by t, right? Okay, so all of you just pay the attention. Okay, just pay the attention. Okay, what is here? Okay, just pay the attention here. Okay, and just let me know what you understand from this expression. What do you understand from this expression? Okay, what do you understand? What does this expression says? Del q by t. Okay, when you move from path 1 to 2, it is same as del q by t when you move from path R2. You can see del q by t when you move through path 1 to 2, okay, through R1, or del q by t, okay, when you move from 1 to 2 through path R2. It is same. Yes or no? You can check it. Just check this expression. What does it says? Del q by t, okay, when you move from path 1 to 2 through path R1, or del q by t When you move from path 1 to R2, it is same. Okay, it does not change. Okay, so term del q by t is independent of path. Okay, it is independent of path. I'll just mention that. Okay, so this term integration del q by t is independent of path. Okay, it is independent of path. The term integration del q by t, it is independent of path, because when either you move through R1 or you move through R2, it is same. Okay, and that's why the entropy is okay. So okay, so this term it is called as entropy. I'll just write down. Okay, so there exists, I'll just mention here. So there exists a property. So there exists a property, okay, whose value at final state, whose value at final state, okay, whose value at a final state minus value at initial state, minus value at initial state is equal to so there exists a property whose value at the final state minus value at the initial state, okay, is equal to, okay, so see, there exists a property, okay, and what is that property? That property is entropy. Okay, so that property is entropy. So there exists a property whose value at the final state, okay, so value at the final state is S2, okay, minus value at the initial state is S1. Okay, so there exists a property, and that property, it's an entropy. I'll just mention that property is nothing but entropy. So there exists a property, and that is called as entropy, whose value at the final state, that is S2, minus value at the initial state, that is S1, is given by integration del q by t, for process 1 to 2 reversible. Okay, same expression I have written, integration del q by t for the process 1 to 2 reversible. Okay, so this expression, okay, this expression will give you the change in entropy. Try to understand. This expression will give you the change in entropy. It will not give you the entropy. Okay, as like change in internal energy. Change in internal energy. How you calculate change in internal energy? Delta U was given by Q minus W. Delta U was given by Q minus W. In the similar manner, we have calculated change in entropy as integration del Q by T for the process 1 to 2 when the path is reversible. When the path is reversible. Is that okay? Is that okay or not? Let me know. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So if, yeah, so see, this what you can say, if I need to write down this expression in the smaller version, see, S2 minus S1, if you want, I will just write down S2 minus S1, it is nothing but delta S, right? Delta S is given by integration 1 to 2 R del Q by T, right? S2 minus S1 is delta S, that only I written, is equal to same expression I written, 1 to 2, okay, R del Q by T. Now if I need to write down this in a smaller form, so smaller form can be written as, okay, delta S, smaller form is ds, okay, small change in entropy is given by del Q by T reversible, is given by del Q by T reversible. Okay, try to understand. So if you just need to write down the smaller form of this delta S, so smaller form of the delta S is given by what? ds. When you integrate ds, it becomes delta x. When you integrate ds, it becomes delta x. Try to understand. Otherwise, okay, this integration, if you bring it on the left hand side, it becomes derivative. Derivative of delta s is ds. Try to understand. Del q by t, you keep it here. This integration, you bring it on the left hand side, it becomes derivative. And derivative of delta s is ds. Okay, and integration of ds is delta x, like that. Okay, so delta s, its smaller form is ds, is given by del q by t. Is that okay? Is that okay or not? Let me know. Is that okay or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now all of you see here. All of you see here. Now very important topic. Okay. See, now you have got this expression. Okay. Now let us see. Now let us see how to calculate the temperature entropy plot. Okay. How it leads to the temperature entropy plot. Now I'll just mark this as a temperature. Okay. Entropy plot. Temperature and entropy plot. Temperature dash entropy plot. Okay, how to draw that? Simple. I'll just write down this expression as it is. Okay, ds is given by del q reversible by t. Okay, temperature is never reversible. Either heat is reversible or work is reversible, right? Temperature it is never reversible. So ds is given by del q reversible by t. From this, okay, you will get the value of del q reversible. Okay, del q reversible is given by t into ds. Okay, is given by t into ds. Okay, if you integrate this, let us integrate this. So integration of del q reversible for process 1 to 2 is given by integration of TDS for the process 1 to 2, right? Integration of del q reversible for the process 1 to 2 is given by integration TDS for the process 1 to 2. Okay. So what is the integration of del q reversible? It's a q reversible, right? It's a q reversible. Or I will call it as q1 to 2 is given by integration 1 to 2 TDS, integration 1 to 2 TDS, right? So see, what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? If you plot any process on a TS diagram, okay, so let me plot it. Okay, so let us consider this is a T axis. Okay, let us see this is a S axis. Okay, T axis and S axis, right? So okay, I'll just plot a process. Okay, let us call this as process number 1, point number 1. So from point number 1, let us say I am moving to point number 2. Okay, from point number 1, I'll move to point number 2. Okay, so from point number 1, I need to move to which point? I need to move to point number 2. Okay, so see, this is the point number 1. This is the point number 2. I am moving from point number 1 to 2. Okay, and I have plotted this process on a TS diagram. I have plotted this process on a TS diagram. Okay, so what advantage we will get, okay, by plotting the process on a TS diagram is if you just calculate the area, okay, if you just calculate the area below this process, okay, so when you calculate the area below this process, okay, if you just calculate the area, what is coming below this process, so area below this process will give you the value of heat transfer during 1 to 2. Okay, so this value q1 to 2, how will calculate q1 to 2? It is just the area below the process, because you have plotted this process on a TS diagram. So when you plot any process on a TS diagram, area below that will give you the amount of heat transfer, Why it is so? Because what is the formula for heat transfer? It is TDS. See, in the previous sessions, we have seen the formula for work transfer, W1 to 2. For the work transfer formula was integration PdV for process 1 to 2. For the work transfer, the formula was like this: integration 1 to 2 PdV. Okay, so when you plot on a PV, okay, pressure and volume scale. Okay, let me explain that again. So let us consider, okay, this is a pressure scale. Okay, let us consider this is a volume scale. Okay, see this is a pressure scale, this is a volume scale. Okay, now let us consider this process. Let us see this point 1, same process I am drawing. Okay, but I am drawing that on a PV scale, PV diagram I am drawing. So I need to move from point number 1 to point number 2, but I am plotting that process now on a PV diagram, not on a TS. Initially I plotted that on a TS. Now I am plotting that on a PV. I'm just plotting that on a PV. Okay, so see, if you just see the area, which is coming below this process. Okay, so this is the area. Okay, this is the area which is coming below the process, right? So this is the area which is coming below the process, right? So if you just calculate this area, okay, so what does area it will give? It will give you the value of work transfer. That area will give you the value of work transfer. Okay, so when you plot the process on a PV diagram, when you plot any process on a PV diagram, area below that process will give you the work done. But if you plot the process on a TS diagram, area below that will give you the heat transfer. Why it is so? because for formula for heat transfer is integration TdS, and formula for work transfer is integration PD. Okay, so when you plot it on a TS, it will give you the heat transfer. When you plot it on a PV, it will give you the work transfer. Is that okay? Yes or no? Is that okay or not? Is that okay, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood this? Let me know. Have you understood or not? Right? So see what actually we are seeing today. Okay, what we are seeing today. Okay, we have started with the Clausius theorem. Okay, we have started with the Clausius theorem. Okay, so this was the initial entire cycle was given. Rate cycle was initial cycle given. What I done, I had divided the cycle into number of small strips. And what are those small strips? They are the reversible adiabatic processes. So small strips were the adiabatic processes. Okay, so I have divided this into small strips, and those lines were adiabatic lines. I have closed those lines at the top and at the bottom by means of an isothermal process. Okay, isothermal process. So adiabatic and isothermal, it comprises to a Carnot cycle. Okay, then I written the formula for efficiency. Efficiency is, okay, 1 minus heat rejected by heat supplied. So 1 minus del Q2 by del Q1. But as it is Carnot, it becomes 1 minus T2 by T1. Okay, so this is the formula 1 minus T2 by T1. So del Q2 by T2 is equal to del Q2 by T1. Okay, that means del Q2 by T1 minus del Q2 by T2 is equal to 0. Okay, but this Q2 was negative, so negative becomes positive, right? So I got it this value as, you can check it, del Q1 by T1 plus del Q2 by T2 is 0. Okay, same expression I got for second cycle, same expression I got it for third, same expression I got it for fourth, right? Then I added all those expressions. So this expression I got, what this expression says, okay, cyclic, this circle indicates cyclic integration of del Q by T for a reversible process, reversible cycle is 0. Cyclic integral of reverse del Q by T for a reversible cycle is equal to 0. Okay, then we have seen entropy. Okay, so entropy, how we have seen, we have just consider the cycle 1 to 1. Okay, as this is cycle, we applied cyclic integral of del Q by T is equal to 0. See, if you want, I'll just add one more term here. Okay, cycle. So cyclic integral of del Q by T is equal to 0. See, it is already there. Still I've written. So 1 to 1 is a cycle. So we can write down cyclic integral of del Q by T is equal to 0. Okay. So, but this cycle consists of two processes, 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. So I applied individually for 1, individually for 2, right? Okay, now what I done, I have just bring this term on the right hand side, it becomes minus. So what is the meaning of minus? We can alter the limit. Upper limit we can make it lower, lower we can make it upper. So this expression we got. So what does expression says? Del Q by T is same whether you move through path R1 or you move through path R2. Del Q by T is same whether you move through path R1 or through path R2. That means this del Q by T is independent of path. Okay, that means it's a point function. Okay, so I'll just mention. So it's point function. So it's point function. Okay, because see, it is independent of path. That means it's not a path function. Okay, it's independent of path. That means it's not path function. So obviously it will be a point function. It will be a point function. It will be point function. Right? So what do you mean by this? Okay, so there exists a property, and that property is nothing but entropy. Okay, whose change at the final state minus change minus value at the initial state is given by integration del Q by T reverse. Right? So this term, it is nothing but change in entropy. Okay, so this term, it is nothing but the change in entropy. Okay, so I'll just write down these are change in entropy. So from the change in entropy, okay, we got the expression for heat transfer. Okay, change in entropy we written as ds is equal to del Q reversible by T. Then del Q reversible T is TDS. And what is the integration of del Q reversible? Okay, is equal to integration of TDS. So we got to, okay, we reached to this expression Q1 to 2 is equal to integration 1 to 2 TDS. Right? So what is the equation indicates? When you plot the process on a TS diagram, it will give you the value of heat transfer. When you plot the process on a PV diagram, When you plot the process on a PV diagram, it will give you the value of work transfer. So is that okay, all of you? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we'll do today, we will conclude the session, and in the next session, we will see Clausius inequality. Now we have seen Clausius theorem. In the next lecture, we will see Clausius inequality, followed by principle of increase of entropy. Okay, and followed by the expression for change in entropy. Okay, so once these 3 points gets covered, we can start with the problems on entropy. So in the next lecture, we will first start with the Clausius inequality, followed by principle of increase of entropy, and we will derive the expression for change in entropy. Okay, so today we will conclude this session, and in the next session, we will continue this.